Infidelity and cheaters. Infidelity and cheaters. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brianne. You know, I often say infidelity is forgivable, but it's not excusable. Or it's not excusable, but it's forgivable. And, you know, there's a lot of truth in that. And so what happens when infidelity has taken place in a relationship? You know, it's a pretty big hurdle to overcome. Now, there's a difference, in my opinion, between a cheater and infidelity. Infidelity can be a one-time event, or it can be a period of time that's isolated that happened more than once. Whereas cheating or cheaters often are just habitual. That's what they do. Year in, year out, day in, day out, their whole lifetime, they cheat. They're looking for the next conquest. They cheat on, you know, the person they're cheating with. They cheat with everybody. So there are some people that are just cheaters, but there are situations where good married couples have gone through a time of one person or the other that has not been faithful. And so what do you do during times like that? Well, I don't give advice, I don't give suggestions, and I don't even give ideas. I just tell you my viewpoints on life in hopes that I can inspire others to find their own answers and their own solutions and their best way of living their best life. And so I just share with you my thoughts. Well, first of all, I think it's tragic when infidelity happens at any stage in any relationship where there is a commitment of two people to be faithful to each other, because it breaks trust. It absolutely breaks trust. And once trust is broken, trust can take a lifetime to build and only a moment to destroy. So can a relationship survive after trust has been broken? I believe it can, but I believe that the person who has cheated has to be willing to be completely honest, transparent, and they have to be truly, truly remorseful and ask for forgiveness, and they truly have to be willing to change their ways before it's going to work. If someone plans on cheating again, but they're saying, hey, I want to stay in the relationship, that's not being remorseful, that's not being honest. And you know, cheating requires lying. Otherwise, it's not cheating, because, well, if you tell the other person, I'm going to cheat, then you've been honest. But if you still have a commitment with that person and you tell them that you're going to cheat, well, you no longer are really going to have a commitment, are you? So you've broken your commitment. And when we break a commitment, and it's really our fault that the commitment is being broken, not someone else's fault that the commitment is being broken, it's really then becomes on us. And so, you know, infidelity, it's heartbreaking. It's crushing, especially when someone has believed in another person and believed in their honesty and their integrity, and then they cheated on you. So can your marriage be saved? Can your relationship be saved? I believe it can be, but it's going to take a lot of work. Do I believe that people ever forget infidelity? For me, I do not believe that they ever forget it. They may forgive it, but they may never forget it. It is always there in the background, and that's something that you have to live through and get through periodically when it resurfaces in your mind. And a lot of couples have gone on to even have better marriages after infidelity has taken place, because they resolved a lot of things that they had not resolved prior to that. I'm not saying infidelity is a cure for your other problems in your marriage. Absolutely not. It's just one, it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. And if you're dealing with all your other issues beforehand, hopefully infidelity will never take place. But even if you have the perfect marriage and the perfect everything and you've done everything right, infidelity can happen, because sometimes sometimes infidelity can come at the suggestion of a third voice. And third voices can often play a pivotal role in any relationship or any marriage. And so I've always believed in being very selective about the third voices that are around my marriage. And I've always believed in keeping the right people around me and keeping the wrong people away, because wrong people can affect your marriage. And if you just let anybody into your relationship, well, you know, you're, in my opinion, asking for potential problems. And so be very selective about who influences your marriage and what influences your marriage. But can infidelity be forgiven? Absolutely. Can you have a thriving marriage? Yes, you can. You can go forward and have a thriving marriage, but it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of forgiveness, a lot of transparency, and a lot of willingness to be able to make that marriage work. But yes, it can be done. Now, what about cheaters? Well, cheaters are a whole nother video, I think. And they are basically people that are just chronic people that do infidelity, and that's what they do. And I think it's very difficult to build a relationship with a cheater if you want them to stay faithful. If you don't mind them cheating, then that's another story. But if you want them to be faithful, if they're truly a habitual cheater, it's likely not going to work. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.